the United Stand pre-season tour sponsored by Manscaped. Discover the power of 3 with Manscaped's unique trimmers. Get the right tools for the job at manscaped.com. Manscaped, your body will thank you.
Well, let's talk about the sale then, because we were talking about this last night. That's the update on Rasmus Højlund. It has been slightly delayed. So, effectively, there's quite a few bits to talk about here. So, Mike Keegan's always been pretty good in relation to the United sale, certainly from the Qatari side. He's done a piece tonight as well as a couple of other people. And what he's basically said is this: negotiations are currently taking place with multiple parties as the Man United takeover saga rumbles on. Concerns had been raised that the Man United sale process might be paused to allow the Glazers to reassess their options. However, the current situation is that discussions are continuing with a number of groups with a view to a sale or a partial investment. So it is still very much continuing. And there remains a confidence among some close to Sheikh Jassim bid that they will prevail. However, neither group is thought to have got close to the $6 billion that the Glazers are reportedly seeking. So that's the latest from Mike Keegan. It's slightly different to what was reported last night. The Glazers haven't paused the process. There is still confidence from Sheikh Jassim, but nobody is close to the $6 billion that the Glazers want. I mean, we're getting into technicalities here. We haven't paused the process. The sale goes on, and yet we've not heard anything for 2 months. So something has slowed it down. It's definitely slowed down. Ben Jacobs goes on to say something else. He goes on to say there's a counter argument from those close to the Glazers or the Rain Group that says that it's Qatar who are actually slowing things down. But this is not groundbreaking news because this has been going on for 6 months where one party will blame another. So, I mean, it's a progression in a certain sense. It's a progression, of course, because basically the Glazers, Sheikh Jassim and Sajim, don't like the fact that people are saying it's been paused 24 hours ago. So everybody's coming out saying, no, that's not the case. That's not the case. It's their fault. It's their fault. We're still confident. But that's where we were 2 months ago. So something has slowed it down. I suspect it's the price still. Mark, people call me Slow Sports News, but they are slower than a herd of turtles running through peanut butter, says Slow Sports News. Honestly, the sale is just hope at the moment Glazers won't sell. We will have the same problem this year and for all they are here for, says Ben Leach. Chris, welcome to Members Club for 3 months. Thank you very much. And more, all right, Mark, how's it going? Can you call my fiancée a prat? Says Ashley Barnes. I'm just looking who you've got a picture with there, Ashley, but I can't. My eyes can't see it. Look. Interesting point in the Mike Keegan piece was that the Glazers, when they were going through the process of, I mean, this feels like a long time ago. Remember when Sir Jim attended Carrington and Old Trafford and the Qatari party attended Carrington and Old Trafford? Apparently, as part of these discussions, remember we were talking about the Adidas deal and how that Adidas deal could be quite concerning because it's a 10-year deal. Who agrees a 10-year deal if they're selling the club? It's not a good look. As I say, if I'm buying a house and while I'm going through the process of buying it, the owner rips out the kitchen and builds a new one, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why have you done that? I'm buying the house from you. Maybe I liked that kitchen. Maybe I want to design my own kitchen. So it is a little bit weird. However, there was clarity. And clarity, everybody's got a right to comment on something when they don't know the full story, because it's opinion. But when you get more evidence, you have to backtrack and clarify. So I said that. I said, why would the Glazers agree a 10-year deal with Adidas when they're meant to be selling the club? Because that commits Sir Jim or Sheikh Jassim to Adidas for 10 years on terms they may not have wanted to do. However, Mike Keegan's piece has said that when the Glazers have been speaking to Qatar and Sir Jim about this sale, these sort of things were discussed and disclosed. The plans around upcoming brand deals that are going to occur and things like that. So it appears that Qatar and Sir Jim would be on board with the Adidas deal and would be aware of it. Not that they've negotiated it, not that they've agreed to it, more like this house is for sale and over the next few months we're getting a kitchen fitted in this style. It's up to you if you want to pull out. Or do you want to carry on? So it's not that they've had any say in it. They're just aware of it. Ethan Johnson's just gifted a membership. He's a bloody legend. It's all nonsense, Mark. Glazers don't deserve the time. It's a disgrace, says James. Eric Keys says, I'm a member of the United Stand. Thank you. Sebastian says, Mark, this stinks of Glazers riding out the storm. Qatari in, says Sebastian. You know what, Sebastian? If we were at school, I'd give you a star. Because Simon Jordan says, I always knew you were a bedroom blogger. I think Sebastian might have hit on, not necessarily the truth, but if you like a conspiracy theory, Sebastian's the king, right? So, I'm going to just hit on something here. 24 hours ago, there's a story that the sale process has paused. People are talking about protests, cancelling games, targeting sponsors. We heard all that last night. 24 hours later, it's not been paused. It's not been paused. It's Qatar who's pausing it. It's not been paused. We're still thinking about it. What? For 2 months, nothing's happened. The minute somebody says it's been paused, oh, it's not been paused. But it has been paused. It has been paused because 2 months, nothing's happened. We've had Sir Jim's going to win, second bid Qatar. We've had Qatar's going to win, oh, Sir Jim's going to win. We've had it changing from day to day for 3 or 4 months. But over the last 2 months, we've heard absolutely nothing. And then we hear the Glazers have paused the sale process. And we hear about protests for Wolves and Forest. And we hear about people getting really pissed off. And then we hear it's not been paused. It hasn't been paused. It's still going. We're still working through it. And yet we know Sir Jim and Sheikh Jassim haven't heard anything for 2 months. Of course it's been bloody paused. I think that there's a very real prospect here, like Sebastian says, that this is just spin. It's buying time. Because ultimately they know they know United fans are waking up. We were talking about it last night. People are waking up and going, they're meant to be gone by now. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. The Old Trafford is still rusting and decaying. Ten Hag's still managing the club with a hand behind his back. They're not doing anything at the moment. And they've played the game. They've played the game. They've played the game for nearly 20 years. I'm telling you, steady Eddies. They've played the game for 20 years and they're trying to play the game again. What they need is time. They always need time. European Super League, get the Glazers out. We're going to do a fan forum Skype call. And we're going to do it regularly. Just do one. They'll never remember. We're going to stay at the club, even though we said we were going to sell it. Oh, they figured it out. We're still selling it. Bloody hell, give us time. Give us time. We're back in 1989. Come on, give us time. I think it's just... And look, in fairness, the Glazers and the Rain Group might be going, it really is Qatar holding it up. We really haven't done... We're really not pausing it. Well, tough. Tough. You've done enough damage to this football club. There is no patience. There is no... There's no reason for us to give you the benefit of the doubt. You're pausing the sale for your own benefits. And I think people are just going to work with that mentality now.